It's windy,
It's windy,
but these microphones don't ever seem to pick it up.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to our friend artificial intelligence, there are such crazy filters. My mic was off for 10 minutes of a recent interview, and you would never know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I just remember going to film school.
Overcoming incompetence.
Oh my God, thank God.
Thank you.
With that Steinbauer.
That is a contender for my biography title.
Barely overcoming incompetence.
Barely overcoming.
If you figure it out, let us know though. Please.
It's every day is a struggle with incompetence. You know who is not incompetent?
Oh.
Is our guest this week, Heath Maitland.
This is
Our
intro.
friends, your new friends, my old friends, Anna Rao. I've been at Anna's wedding. She's been at my wedding. I've been at Anna's premieres. I think you've come to maybe one of mine, although I feel like you guys are lately more prolific than I am.
That's hardly true. Not at all. No.
Executive producer of production company called The Range. Current law student.
No. They're gonna let me in.
All right, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Didn't they let you in?
No, they don't let me
Jerks.
What?
in. They're gonna let me in.
I'm gonna stop us anyway though, because you had this habit recently of just immediately introducing people.
What, you don't like that?
No, we don't introduce people till after the musical intro. We need about a minute and a half of banter, and all we had was a beginning A&I thing that you said you didn't want to use, and then you segued into the intro.
More banter.
We need more banter.
That wasn't good
You
banter?
thought that was good banter?
Let me ask you this question. Do you think that saying we need good banter is going to produce good banter?
That's directing, buddy. Banter up. Somebody's got to be director around here.
Oh, ouch.
Two directors go head to head in one podcast.
Two directors, one pod.
See,
Who will win?
this is the kind of banter, starting with the banter, and then a little bit of lighthearted, offensive cajoling,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then the mystery person between us jumps into the conversation. She says, two directors going head to head, but nobody knows who she is yet, unless they've actually read the title of the episode, and then they probably do.
That's true. And they probably have.
Now we play the music.
Oh.
Do, 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 do.
On your left.
You're listening to Doc Walks with Ben and Keith.
And we're back. Who are we here with, Ben?
I mean, can I say, or should I? I'm waiting for my cue.
Oh, Ben's a little salty and a little sour because I stepped on his toes. Let me introduce somebody who was not at my wedding.
Yeah, she was at my wedding,
Oh.
and I was at her wedding, which was in Marfa. It was delightful. It was the springtime, and what I remember about this wedding was that I had bought a new suit for this occasion because Katie and I were newly dating, and I think this may have been the first wedding that we went to as a couple. And it's in Marfa, and you guys are so stylish, so I was like, I'm gonna bring it. We get about 3 hours outside of town, and it dawns on me,
You forgot your cummerbund.
I forgot the whole suit. The whole suit was in a suit bag hanging from the hook in my car, and I went, no! And we came up with a plan. Oh, we have friends who are coming out later. They can go by and grab it. I had my car key in my pocket. No way for the friends to grab the suit. So what do? We stop at like a, one of those small town clothing store / hardware store.
Was that like Fort Stockton Beals or something?
Yes, I think.
Good memory.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
I try.
Oh, I guess if it was Beals, maybe it wasn't a hardware store.
I think they sell.
You're telling me you got a full 3-piece Carhartt suit?
I'm telling you that I bought a black pair of pants and a black blazer
That's great.
for somewhere around like $70. Like, it was very inexpensive, and I felt pretty good about how I looked. I was just in all black.
That's great.
Yeah, I pulled it off well.
Very West Texas.
All right, folks, so this is Anna Rao. On the heels that Marfa anecdote, who is Anna, Ben?
Well,
Anna, who are you?
That's a
Anna,
great question. I don't know.
And well, I'll jump in and explain who you are. You are a prolific director, producer, executive producer. You have your own production company with your husband Corbett called The Range. You guys make commercials, you make documentaries, you've made narratives, I believe.
Yeah. Dipping our toes in episodics.
An episode. Oh, that's right. You've done a lot of PBS series together.
Reviews.
I'll tell you one thing. You guys live roughly here in Austin, although I feel like you're never actually here.
We live roughly in general, I would say. You know.
Oh, living roughly with Anna Rao.
Ooh, that's a good title already. I like it.
Who knows where?
So Anna is a producer and all those things that Ben just said, and she is also here as a representative of our new friends at the Nonfiction Hotlist, which we're going to talk all about what that is, what they're doing, and how you could get involved. But first, let's just describe this beautiful day. Anna, where are we and how does it feel? What are you seeing?
We're in downtown Austin, Texas. Very different from the Austin from 20 years ago, but I love it nonetheless. It's quiet out though.
It
for
is
like
quiet
a midday
today.
morning.
I know. It's usually busier, although we're in that weird spot of like, it's overcast. It's not warm, but it's not cold.
Right.
It's like that February malaise.
Yeah.
The in-between, the great in-between
Yes.
with Anna Rao.
Also, a good title.
And so we're coming up here on Riverside and Lamar. Let's hop across here and jump onto the trail.
Let's do it.
We'll go visit our friends at Lady Bird Lake.
Lovely.
Anna, if you see any birds you wanna stop and talk about,
Thank you.
you are welcome to.
Thank you.
If you see some trees that you want to embrace,
Thank you.
feel free. You can say any mean thing about Ben that you want to, and he doesn't mind. So Anna, on this beautiful gray day,
Yes.
we're talking because our close friend and recent Doc Walk guest, Sally O'Grady, was telling us that she just had a wonderful experience sharing a project with the documentary Hotlist, the Nonfiction Hotlist. And I said, that is a thing that I follow on Instagram, but I don't even really know what it is.
Well, thank you for following her.
Yeah. Then I went back to the Nonfiction Hotlist Instagram, and I started seeing all kinds of interesting content and comments and people, and it seemed like kind of a New York-based initiative to spread the word about projects, to unite the community, and it felt like there was a lot of overlap between the kind of feelings that Ben and I have about community, but a lot more action than just taking people for walks around the lake, which is what we do.
Yeah, basically you guys seem to have it together in a way that we aspire to have it together.
I wouldn't sell yourselves short. This is very much part of the project, you know, getting out there and talking about it, you know.
Yeah. Well, so that's what we're doing. We're getting out there and talking about it. But let's just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
What is the Nonfiction Hotlist?
What is she? So, Adam Newhouse posted this LinkedIn post that kind of went a little viral, where he was just like, what's going on? This is like a year ago, 15 months ago, when the industry in general was incredibly in the doldrums.
Oh, way back then.
Yeah. I mean, we're still there, but
I was gonna say, we're not necessarily on the sunny side of the street.
no. I
Yeah.
feel like I see the sun behind the dark cloud, perhaps, but maybe that's because I've been doing the hot work. So he basically posted this thing that was like, what's going on? Like, we need to like take our destiny into our own hands. It was a great post. And then everyone really responded to it, and he got us all on a call a week later. And then we were like, let's do a list. Let's do a list like the Blacklist, but for
okay.
nonfiction.
And so for those people who don't know what the Blacklist is, could you
Yes.
explain that?
So the Blacklist is an entity that you can submit your script to, a narrative script, and you can get feedback on it. It gets rated by a group of readers. You have to pay for that one. But if it gets a certain rating, then it goes on a distribution list and gets circulated to all the studio execs. So there's some like visibility attached to it.
Okay.
And you get really good feedback. So it's kind of growth oriented. And it's been very successful. I feel like there's been a lot of projects that have come off of it that like really got a really nice leg up from that experience.
Can you think of one that
Off the
our
top of my head.
listeners might know?
No, I can't.
I will jump in and just say I've been following the Blacklist for a long time because in addition to nonfiction, I also have a foot in fiction. And the Blacklist is started by Franklin Leonard, who, it's an interesting dynamic, and that's why I'm curious, because I know the Hotlist compares itself to the Blacklist, but the Blacklist is weirdly two entities. There's the original Blacklist, which was Franklin Leonard fairly informally polling studio execs, 100 plus studio execs every year, saying, what are the best scripts that you read that didn't get snapped up, that don't have attachments, that aren't in a production mode?
Yes.
Like, what are the best unproduced scripts of the year? And then he would release a list at the end of the year that said, if you're looking for good work, look no further. Here's 25 or so scripts. But then that was so successful, he started the website version you're talking about, where anyone could submit. You get coverage, you pay a small fee, you get ranked, and then that placement on the list makes you available, often for the first time. So that's more the version of what you guys are talking about?
So we were born off the first version.
Okay.
Or like, what is out there that doesn't have traction? Like,
Okay.
what is dying on the vine for no good reason, because it's excellent.
So you mean like either doesn't have distribution or doesn't have a development deal, or
Just-
could be either?
At what stage in the process?
Any of them.
Okay.
It was very broad.
Okay.
So we had just kind of like a rubric of like, where are you at with your project? What are your materials? Like, just give us everything. So we really did want it to be projects of all stages, but also like projects of all kinds. That's why we called it the Nonfiction Hotlist instead of like the documentary hot list.
Okay.
Because we wanted to include podcasts or short form
Right.
series,
Right. Okay.
reality TV. If you have like a game show, that's really
Cool. Okay.
so
Love
big and
that.
broad. The kind of ethos of it all
Do I
is
go this way here?
Should we just spin back around, stay on the trail? So that
Yeah.
just puts us off trail, right?
Well, it just goes around the Little League park and then dumps us back at the bridge, basically, over there, and keep going. But we could just turn around and go the other way.
All right.
All right.
Turn it around, folks. Swing a lens.
So it was really just like, how can we get more things in the direction they need to go? That was
Okay.
kind of the concept of it. How do we make things more accessible? How do we widen the stage for people?
Right.
And the thing that was really neat is the group, the original founding group, and people who have joined since, it's executives, it's filmmakers, it's audio people. So it's people from like
Interesting.
all corners.
Okay.
Which has been really nice. And it
Yeah.
like bounces ideas around like that. So we did that. We chose our list. We're so proud of everyone who's on the list. They've had all sorts of exciting things happen since. I'm working on an outcome and like kind of year recap on that. So it's been really fun. And then when we did that, we realized, how many times have you submitted something either to a festival or like a grant and you don't get it? Or,
Every
like,
time.
big sale. And you're like, well, like why? Like what's going on? Like,
Feedback.
yeah. So then what we did is we emailed everyone who had applied and said, hey, so sorry, like there's only so much room on the list, but we really want to be helpful. Adam has this wonderful way of saying it as painting the back of the fence,
Ooh.
which is like, how do you just go the extra mile? How can you, give something extra? And so we said, do you want to have a 50-minute call with Hotlist members? Send us your latest materials that have updated in the last 6 months. We'll review it. We'll get on the phone for 50 minutes. You can ask us whatever you want.
Wow.
We don't have any money, but we'll answer anything else.
This sounds so cool. So wait, who's Adam? I'm not familiar with him.
Adam Newhouse. He, I think he was most recently at ESPN. He heads his own shop now.
Okay.
I think he was most recently at ESPN before that. But he's phenomenal. Just excellent at like getting the big picture into a practical like next steps
Okay.
space. And like everything has just been like the vision has just been like human centered, human touch. Like everything was reviewed by I think at least 2 people. It had to have been more though, because we went through so many rounds. We just wanted like there to be as many eyes on the original submissions and then as much support for the people who didn't get in as well.
So it sounds kind of like a co-op.
A little bit. Yeah. It's an interesting way to think about it. And like that's something I think about a lot too with like media structure nowadays and like finance and
Right.
all that stuff. It's like, have these structures been serving us? Like a lot of people are,
Right.
So it's been really interesting, and it was really lovely to see how many people were so excited, how many people got something out of it. And then it led us to our next and current initiative, which is this Yahoo partnership.
Well, let's put a pin in that. Let's not jump full force because I want to stay in this beginning section.
Sure.
You get the call. Do you get the call, or do you spot the hot list in action and make the call? Like, how do you get involved?
So I reached out to Adam because I've, in the past 2 years, gone back to school to get my MBA,
Smart.
to try to but make sense of all of this changing finance.
Yeah, how's that going?
What in the M&A is happening? So it was my grand attempt at just being like, so let me understand capitalism. You're telling me all this private equity is going to come in and like change how everything works, and then we're going to do some M&As.
Yeah. And then like 3 entities will own everything.
Yeah. We'll just do big acronyms.
Big heck.
I woke up a little early this morning to get my M&As in.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good alt title. Big acronyms. I'll put in or
Oh man, that could go so many directions.
Okay, so you're at school, you're trying to figure it out because as an independent producer with a production company of your own, you want to have a long career.
Yeah, and it's just like I've been so fortunate to see different sides of the industry, see what works really, really well, see what doesn't work so well, and then try to figure out like how can I contribute to push the whole thing in a more equitable and like efficient space where we get the best stories possible and the most diverse stories possible. So I went to school, and at that time I saw Adam's post, and I was going on kind of like a I want to talk to anyone and everyone crusade. And I was like, Adam, like, I don't know you. This is what I'm doing. Can we talk? And he was like, get on the phone. We're all getting on the phone next week. And it was a lot of people who didn't know each other. Like, some people had like connections, but it was a lot of people who didn't know each other. We all just kind of jumped in.
So you guys, in the face of all this uncertainty, you guys decided, Dina Kalai, hello, how are you doing? I haven't seen you forever. I can say the same to you.
Good.
Do you know all these folks? This is Anna Rao. This is Dina Kalai.
Anna, nice to meet you. Oh, thank you.
And this is Keith Maitland. Keith, this is Dina Kalai.
How are you? It's been a while.
Yeah, you guys have to know each other, right?
Of course.
So, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
See you, Dina.
Bye-bye.
I feel
That
like
was
I
Dina
always
Kalai.
go down here.
I kind of do.
I always see you whenever I come down here.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I'm always like, Ben's here.
Ben's, I will take that. That's a great association. Thank you.
Okay, so you were at MBA school. That's a fancy way of saying learning business smarts.
I was trying to learn about, like, as we all know, like on our projects, we know how to do the budget and like deal with that, like run the business. But I was like, tell me more about this finance side
Right.
with all these LPs.
Yes, that is the hardest part for me, for sure. And I think most filmmakers in general.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, even getting to the point where you get to have those conversations, you work so hard to get across from somebody, to get a chance to talk about money, and then they say, okay, tell me about the money, and then you go, no, give it to me.
Or this is why I'm so bad at those conversations. 'Cause I have to be like brutally honest and be like, this is really a terrible investment.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to make your money back. The reason to do this is out of the goodness of your heart and because it's a really amazing story and I promise it'll be fun. And then at that point,
I just really want to do it.
exactly, they've closed their checkbook and yes.
Stuff. We talk about this a lot at the hot list too, and like from the filmmaker side, like how do you get around that, and like how do you make it a really good investment, and like how do you make it kind of be like a quantifiable thing. Like
Yeah.
what we do is like it's quality work, it's not quantity. Like
I like
this is
that.
worth like you can't be like, wow, that scene, if you know how much it costs to make, but you're not like that scene in Jaws was worth like $1 billion. But,
Right.
you know.
Right, it's very hard to quantify. And Keith has a really good perspective on this that I often quote because it's a good way for me to think about it, is that it's the tangibles and the intangibles.
Exactly.
And so often when you're investing, of course you want tangibles, but with what we do, it's about the intangible. It's uncontrollable. It's something that you're doing for an artistic expression and not thinking about the bottom line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so how do you translate that? You know?
How do you translate it, Hannah?
Well, what we've been saying is like impact campaigns, informing your audience as you're making the film and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So they'll know how many eyeballs will see it, how many conversations will be happening, how many nonprofits or orgs or legislation will get attention, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're taking all this in and you're exploring this and learning and becoming like a bolder and stronger and more diversified business-minded producer, the hot list comes along and you reach out. And what did you hope to get out of it by joining up with them?
I just really wanted to learn from as many different people as I could. And that's what has been just great. Like all of these different executives who come from different parts of the ecosystem. So like some were studio executives, some were distribution executives, some were sales executives. But then you also have filmmakers who like have wildly different approaches as well. So it's just been like the best education.
That's really cool.
Super
I love
cool.
that. So when we reached out to do this interview with you, you said, oh, no, let's wait a couple of weeks because we have a big announcement coming
Big
out.
news coming for the hot list.
And so the big news has just come out,
Yes.
and it is...
A shorts curation with Yahoo.
Okay, so Yahoo, you guys partnered with Yahoo.
Yes, Yahoo.
Yahoo Media Group.
Yes. And so they were like, we see what you've been doing. We'd love to have you guys help us with the curation. And if you go to the Nonfiction Hotlist website, you'll see the different categories, all the rules, what you get out of it, all that good stuff. But we are so excited about it because there's not enough space out there for shorts.
Right,
know?
right.
Everyone programs their features. There's really not a lot of space for shorts.
Right.
And shorts are wild. Like, I personally think shorts are harder than features.
Agree. Interesting. Say more about that.
Because
Why?
it's like you don't have as much time to like hook someone in,
Right.
like tell the story, and
Yeah.
then leave them with a thought. But that's a lot.
And it's ironic, right? Because so much of our life now, our media consumption habits are around short form content,
Like,
right?
Yeah,
So like, it seems like a good time potentially for shorts.
absolutely. I was reading something this morning that was like, film professors say that they can't get their film students to watch the full films anymore.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
I was like, yikes.
Yeah. I mean, but that makes sense. Like if you were looking at your phone for hours a day and your phone is feeding you content that's basically 60 seconds,
Yeah.
you know, then you're going to get very used to seeing lots of different things, and it's going to be harder for you to hold your attention on something for
Yeah, no, we've crippled ourselves and our ability to kind of focus. And people of our advanced age, at least mine, maybe still have a shred of long form, ability as far as like audience membering.
It's good.
But our kids and the generations below us, the young people that are working in my office, they all like in and out fast. I mean, I interviewed an editor, a really talented editor, a couple of years ago, who I'm working with on a series of shorts. And she said, when I told her we were thinking, putting together this 90-minute feature, and is that something she'd be interested in? And it would be kind of like a 3 to 4 year process to bring it to life. She said, 90 minutes, I'm thinking 90 seconds. Like, anything longer than 2.5 minutes is what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but this isn't that. And that's the thing. I always want to draw the distinction, right? Thinking in a feature mindset and thinking about kind of classical doc shorts is different than content, and it's different than TikTok, and it's different than 90-second or 30-second like hits.
Total.
It's storytelling with depth. But I agree with you that shorts are difficult because I feel like we've all been trained on how to understand long form story with a 3-act structure with a beginning, middle, and end, and a kind of climactic moment and a takeaway and either a call to action or an emotional resonance. And in short form, which can be anywhere from 90 seconds, 2.5 minutes, 6.5 minutes, 9.5 minutes, 12.5 minutes, 17 minutes, 22 minutes, 40 minutes is still considered a short.
Which is wild these days.
Although, what did Sam Green call that?
He called it a schlong.
A short long.
A short long.
I agree.
I've done just a couple of shorts in 20 years, and I have been confused by the process. I don't know. Somebody told me a long time ago that a perfect short, he said, when you're thinking of a long, you got to have a beginning, middle, and an end. A perfect short has 2 of the 3. It's
Yeah.
either a beginning and a middle, and
Yeah.
you drop people off in a place that allows them to pick it up and go, or more frequently, it's a middle and an end.
Yeah.
Like that.
I haven't figured out what to do with that knowledge, but I'll
like
admit
it though.
I, unlike you, Keith, have made a frustrating, or not frustrating, I've made a lot of short films. And the thing that I like about them is what I also like about making commercials, which is that you dip into this world really intensely for a relatively short period of time. And you tell the best story you can, the most potent version of what it's like to be there in that moment and that story, and then you're out. So it doesn't require the 3 to 4 year commitment that you were talking about of like a feature. And I have been very lucky in that a lot of my shorts have premiered at festivals, and some people have seen them relatively, I guess, but then there's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
Once you make them and they sort of have that initial, like, you know, entree into the world, there's really, that's it. And so I'm really curious about what you guys are going to do.
where this curation is ending up,
where it goes.
Yeah, so it's gonna go on Yahoo's channels.
Okay,
basically.
which are
I would refer to the website for specifically what goes where, but like it's kind of, they have like a different kind of video I feel like it's similar. I might be speaking out of turn here, but it's similar to how like Slim Show was on New York Off Docs.
Yeah.
I know it's
We worked on a short doc, actually, that was called Slow to Show, which was about the lowrider
I love that one.
culture in
barely,
Odessa.
barely.
Well, I roped you in. You kicking and screaming. I don't think you wanted to, but I wasn't going to let you not be a part of it.
Too.
Her husband Corbett shot it.
You got it.
Yeah.
And shot it beautifully. And it was a co-production between the Bear and the Range.
Yes. it
Basically.
was.
Wild.
Yeah.
So Isis from the Nonfiction Hotlist emailed me, and I read the kind of, I like to do a lot of preparation for these walks.
Well done.
And this is Isis Masood. Is
Yes.
that's how you say her last
Yeah.
name, right?
And,
she's a member of the Nonfiction Hot
Yes,
List
she
with
is.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Integral.
she kind of laid out what this new initiative is.
Oh, good.
And one of the things that's exciting, I think, for our listeners is that really this is for finding a home for short films that are already complete. These are films that have been made between 2023
Yes,
and March 2026.
Last 3 years are eligible, which is great, I feel like.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is if you've made a short and if you have already played at some festivals and you kind of did your run and now you're not sure what to do with that short, or if you made something in film school and you got your A+ and your diploma out of it, but
Yeah.
you didn't know how to break into the industry with this thing you worked so hard to create.
Which no one does.
No, I think it's wild. Or if you're like me, you're like an old salty, filmmaker who tried to start a feature and realized it wasn't a feature. It was a short. It was a story worth telling, but it didn't demand 3 to 4 years.
Yes.
Right.
What do you do with those pieces now that they're done? And so the hot list is offering a curatorial option, and it's divided by category.
Yes.
There's environmental films, there's nature films, there's political films, there's community and social and sports. Yeah.
Always sports.
Always sports.
Sports.
And so I thought it was really neat when I saw it because, my first instinct is like, oh, maybe this thing is going to kick me in the ass to get started on something new.
Oh, good.
But then I looked at it and I was like, well, this isn't really about starting something new. This is about like honoring what's already been made.
Yeah.
And finding a home for it. And I thought, well, that's actually a smarter first step. I don't have a short that I made in the last 3 years.
I don't either.
That's only because I'm lazy and I haven't done much with myself.
It's true, you are lazy and you really haven't done much with yourself.
With Anna Rao. So now that we have announced this via Yahoo, and that we didn't announce it, they announced it about a month before you're seeing this, we're painting the backside of the fence on this one.
Thank
That's
you,
right. We're
yes.
trying to help spread the word.
We're spreading the word on
about
it.
this initiative.
How many submissions do you think you guys will be dealing with, and what's going to be the process for curating this like avalanche of ideas?
And also, before you answer that, can we go to this gazebo?
I love
this. Is
this
like one of
gazebo.
my favorite structures in all of Austin. Look,
well,
look
this
how
gazebo
beautiful
is
this
in honor of the women voters of Texas, I think in 1954.
is that right?
I believe so. There's a plaque in there.
Wow. We shot, speaking of short films, I shot a scene in here for a short film I made years ago called The Superlative Light. It was about a photographer who was homeless, and he rose to prominence by taking photos of the places where he slept outside.
Sorry, here it is real
one
quick.
of them.
The National Association of Women in Construction in 1969, not 54, which makes sense. It has kind of that 1969
Yeah. Like,
atomic UFO,
Vibe.
yeah.
Native American wigwam meets flying saucer.
Ooh, I like that. Wigwam meets flying saucer. Yeah, and actually, if you stand right in the middle of this thing, this is what I remember, and this is what his photograph was, is looking right up into the peak of this gazebo.
Oh, really?
Is really cool. Look at that.
That is really cool.
Pattern.
Love it. We should get a photo out here with this thing in the background.
Oh, we should. That's a great idea.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and this beautiful, and then of course the view here.
Yeah.
Okay, I was asking you about how the curation, like how are you guys going to handle
Yeah.
the avalanche of submissions that you're undoubtedly going to
Well,
get?
and can I just point out something interesting before you answer that?
Yeah.
This is a structure that's dedicated to an idea that's about bringing community together and appreciating the beauty around us. And I feel like that's, in a way, what we're talking about with the Nonfiction Hotlist,
How
right?
appropriate.
Yeah.
Really late.
Yeah, in a non sequitur that we'll probably edit out. I saw a dude giving another dude a hand job on that bit.
Not quite as sweet. Still sweet. That's a communal gesture.
Yeah.
It was gestural.
Look at that bird.
Look at that bird.
Oh, don't try to make this about birds.
So, we were going to have a bird put
We were gonna, I thought this was gonna be a bird-free podcast.
How could it be? Look at these
no.
beauties.
He's after it.
Are those loons, Ben?
Your guess is as good as mine, Keith.
Well, Jude. Okay. Well,
So wait a second. I rudely interrupted us to talk gazebos
We appreciate it.
when you were explaining the submission process and
What are we gonna do?
yeah.
It's gonna just be all human reviewers again.
Okay.
Minimum 2 people will review at each round.
Okay.
There is like a rubric that we use, but it's not meant to be mechanical. It's meant to just help ground the overarching thoughts. It's basically like it's very notes heavy. And then what we did on the hot list, which I believe we'll be doing again on this version, is everyone meets every week and talks through what they reviewed that week and says like,
Wow.
I've seen this, I have some questions about this, I need another opinion on this one, or like, I watched this, but I know your background is in this, so you should take a look at it. And it's just very collaborative in that way.
Man, I have to say, knowing you for a long time, you are the type of person who is very organized, who gets involved in film projects and groups like this and really like takes them to the next level. And I'm just reflecting, like hearing that this is about a year old, this sounds pretty legit. Like you guys really have your stuff together.
ducks in a row.
Your ducks in a row.
You know, I have to give all that credit, honestly, to Adam and Isis and Aaron, another person, and Carol. There's a group of people who have just been just the backbone of it, where it's like if there's a question, like how Isis emailed you. I mean, and it's just this human touch at every possible corner. And that Isis is incredible. I mean, I think you were.
Yeah, I've worked with her in the past. She did some real people casting for this wild commercial that we did.
So
Anyways, go ahead. I'll save you the description.
she's good at taking just like these huge quantities of information
Yeah.
and making it make sense and making it searchable and figure outable. And so, I mean, it's incredible to have seen how they put it all together. So I can't take credit for the organization. I'm just pleased to be able to help how and where I can. But
Well, let's talk about you a little bit. So you and Corbett, your husband, have made lots and lots of nonfiction work. So give our listeners like a punch list, like how they might know your work.
let's see how they might know our work.
Well, or just like you describe some of your favorite projects, I guess.
Sure. So I think the thing that really anchored our life most recently was a show called Tending Nature that we did, so PBS, which was, I think, 4 or 5 years we spent going up and down California, visiting with different tribes in the region, talking about traditional ecological knowledge. And that was with the Autry as well. So we got to be part of a big exhibit and education program. And then
And that was you said it's for PBS, right?
that was
It's a national PBS show. Hour long?
I think it was originally half-hour episodes, and then we did an hour-long special. I want to say that's what happened. Maybe it was hour-long.
Okay.
COVID had got me.
Yeah. Are you guys really feeling the cutting of funding for CPB?
I mean, it's totally, I think, just totally different place now. I know that there was a lot of letting go that happened. So it's been interesting. I mean, but LAPBS has been through a bunch of different iterations, so
Yeah.
let's just see what the next one is.
Okay.
Yeah. But we kind of have pivoted away from that recently, from PBS. We also did a show called Artbound for many years with them, which was like a variety of different like California arts and culture topics,
Right.
which was fun.
Are you from California?
No, I'm from here.
But Corbett is from California.
Corbett's from California. And we linked up with them when we lived in LA for 5 years. So that's how that all started.
Yeah. And we, for a brief time, were working on a documentary about Huel Howser,
Yes.
who I would still love to see that project happen
I would
someday.
too. I'm so desperate to see that happen.
He's amazing. He's a reoccurring character on The Simpsons.
They do?
Yeah. Well, I guess reoccurring is maybe the wrong way to say it, but he's been on The Simpsons multiple times. He's like this beloved PBS host who had a show called, what was it called?
California Gold.
California Gold. And he would go to like a car wash in Encino and be like, this car wash has been here since 1937. And he would make an entire 30-minute episode out of him walking around with a stick mic and talking to people at the car wash. And it was
Sounds right up your alley.
It was delightful.
Yeah.
He is so excited about every single thing and every person, and he uncovers all of these like magical stories just by being this like sort of curious spirit, and it's great. Yeah.
And like the way he appears is like very like, he kind of appears like a conservative white man.
Yes.
But like
He
behaves-
even has a flat top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like his like interface is like not like that at all, I
No,
would say.
no.
So he's a cool character.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry to digress.
So you were making a nature doc series with PBS. You've been doing Artbound, you said?
We did Artbound. I'm like, what else have we been doing?
Well, Corbett just finished the feature. What,
Yeah.
remind me of the title?
Good Moment. It's about a quadriplegic man who broke the record for longest distance traveled in one day
Okay.
in a sip and puff wheelchair.
All right.
So that was fun. So we're working on that. And then years ago, we did a documentary on a soul group that formed and recorded in prison in the 70s.
Which is awesome.
And
I
now we're
love that
trying-
movie.
It's fun. We're trying to adapt that one now into like a movie.
Sweet.
So
And then on top of this, you guys have a commercial production company called The Range, and you guys do commercials for like Apple, and you did a music video for Paul McCartney.
yeah.
And yes.
We did a lot of music videos back in the day. Then Waxahachie broke us out of retirement. Those were fun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did those with Nick Simonite,
Yes.
right? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that was our return to music video
I love it.
after 10 years.
Triumphant return.
Yes. And then like I write some things on the side too, so always kind of playing with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, business
What
school.
what kind of grabs you the most? Like, I mean, every filmmaker I know and everybody we have on this podcast wears multiple hats, but like, where is your ultimate passion, and what kind of like drives when you think about like we're in a new year?
Yeah.
What are you gonna aim at most squarely
Yeah.
from your heart?
So I mean, I've always wanted to be part of the creative side. I've always wanted to focus on directing, but I think I inherently lean to the producing side. So I've kind of been more of like a creative producer role. And then now just trying to grow that into more like of an institutional space through the company. You know, 10 years ago when we started the company to begin with, it was because we had all these friends doing fabulous things, but no one had an insurance policy. So we were like running around and like working for all the big commercial production houses.
Right.
But we didn't want to like give them our IT when we were making our
Sure.
stuff. So we're like, let's just start a company.
Yeah.
And now it feels a little bit like a similar moment where it's like, what's going on? Like, this is a mess, and like, we're all trying to figure out what to do.
Yep.
So now we're kind of trying to do 2.0 what's that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you guys are really onto something. And I think the Nonfiction Hotlist is a good example of how I tend to think of these moments of transition and seeming crisis is that historically those moments bring about really dynamic works of art.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's hard in the moment, and it doesn't necessarily make it okay for people who are struggling to pay their bills and any, variety of other hardships right now. But it forces you to adapt and to create community in a new way, and that's always good.
Yes, yeah. It's been really interesting. And then it was really interesting as I was diving into all of this. And then with the theater, now I'm like, okay, well, what happens on like the theatrical side?
Ooh, well, wait a second. So
That's nice. That's a nice little segue.
Yes, tell us what you mean about the theater.
So, Anna says she wants to get into more directing, and I feel like she just subtly directed us, and not with like the blunt edge object that I started this podcast with, telling Ben, banter up.
Banter.
Banter more.
Banter.
Banter Steinbauer. Calling Banter Steinbauer.
That's good. I'm not good at band.
But no, Anna just like subtly. And with the theater, she says, with the theater. And what you don't know is right before this podcast began, right before we started rolling, Anna said, I have exciting news that may not even happen, but it might. And we said, well, tell us about it, and we'll edit it out if it doesn't happen, or maybe we'll make a comment on it. Either way.
Movie magic.
There you go. What is the exciting news? And tell us about the theater.
Yes, so for people who are familiar with Marfa, they might be familiar with the Palace sign that's right on Main Street.
Marfa, Texas.
Marfa, Texas. Yeah.
Art outpost in West Texas. Lots of people are familiar with it, but let's assume our wide-ranging international audience isn't completely familiar.
Yes. Home of Donald Judd. Well, West Texas home of Donald Judd, I should say.
Yes, small Texas town known for, it's like an arts, you said outpost, it's like a destination. People come from all over the world to go to this tiny West Texas town to tour the art galleries.
And just have space. There's also some sound studios going in there.
Oh,
A lot
really?
going on.
And if you ever saw the movie Giant with James Dean and
Liz Taylor,
Liz
Rock Hudson.
that was the shooting location. And the theater you're describing is right across the street from the hotel that they all lived in while making Giant,
Yes.
the Palace Theater. What's going on in Marfa? What's going on with the Palace Theater? Why are we talking about this?
So the Palace, for the first time, I think in 40 years, has come up for sale. And Corbett and I, we have had this idea to move to Marfa and start a theater for a long time. And while that was our plan to start figuring out this summer, when the Palace came on the market, we were like, well, obviously, we must try and make it happen there.
Yes.
So we are putting an offer in on the Palace Theater.
Wow.
Putting an offer on the
that is
Palace
so
Theater.
Incredible.
Why are you doing that? What do you want to do with the Palace Theater?
So it will turn into a cinema theater, also a sound stage, also a post-production suite,
Oh.
and
okay.
an STR rental. So
Oh.
you can come out there, film. It'll be a production hub,
Okay.
but it'll also be like your regular cinema. So
Is it big enough? Does it have more than just the screen and the seats? Like, does it have like another part of the building?
I think right now it doesn't even have the screen and the seats, right?
Oh, really?
It's like set up right now as 2 apartments and a gallery space, isn't it?
with the heavy quotes on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it was a longtime home
Yes.
of a prominent Marfa artist.
Yes.
And I've been in the theater. I've been in the space probably 15 years ago
It
to look at art.
Probably look very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna need some love, but it's on the plus side of that, it's a blank slate. So yeah.
And describe to us the life that you're living a year or two from now. If the sale goes through and your plans come into fruition,
Yeah.
where does that find you, do you think?
So 1 year, very dirty, covered in drywall.
Realistic.
That's the best case scenario.
It's best case
You're in like some dirty coveralls with like
Yeah.
soot on your face.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. And then 2 years from now, we will all be there in July watching a movie together.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
We should make a movie and then watch it.
Hey,
I like this.
that's a novel idea, Keith.
Yeah.
Let's try to make movies.
I'm going to start today, right after this.
We got 2 years.
I got a short to make for the Hot List, and I got a feature to make for the Palace.
We got 2 years.
You gotta get on it.
And it feels like, so Ben and Anna obviously go back. I'm just catching up. It feels like you've taken a lot of pivots. You've zigged and zagged and kind of made a path for yourself. And I just wonder if you kind of could take the 30,000 foot view and pinpoint a couple of those pivots, like obviously you went to MBA school. Obviously you're talking about expanding your real estate empire and becoming an exhibitor. How do you make a pivot like that? A lot of times people are afraid to get off the path that they set for themselves and to change up. How do you make a pivot, and what have you learned when you've done it?
We were talking about this the other day, and it's a lot of blind leaps of faith, true, but the key is if you pair that with really, really hard work. What was it my grandpa used to say? He was like, luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Yep.
And that's really how we've lived our entire lives. Also, like, I'm a very weird case because this is all I've ever done. Like, I never really had, like,
You've never had
real
a job.
job.
Yeah.
Like, I worked at Caviar, where it's actually where we first met.
Weirdly, when we met in person for the first time,
It's like 2010.
Anna and Corbett were both like, Ben Steinbauer, I used to make reels for you when Caviar, a production company in Los Angeles that I was working with for a brief time when I lived out there, would put me up for commercial jobs, and they would have Corbett and Anna put together reels of my work to send out. So they knew me through making those reels, which was wild to me when we met.
Corbett did the reels, I did your budgets.
Oh, you did? So you guys, we really knew each other intimately.
All these years later.
All these years later. That's right.
But yeah, that was my one and only, like, job before we started.
I love that you're saying that, because at Thanksgiving this year, we went around the table and we talked about what we were thankful for, and everybody said, health and family and those things. And my answer was, I'm grateful that I'm almost 50 and I've never had a real job.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been a dishwasher, and I've done other small jobs as I was coming of age and getting my first jobs. But I have been lucky enough to figure out how to make a living in this business for my adult life.
Yeah.
And that is an accomplishment in and of itself.
I completely agree. And it requires a lot of flexibility and truly just hard work. I mean, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but being in this program with people who are on that very traditional path of
The MBA program.
Entry level, the management to upper management to C-suite, they're on a very traditional trajectory. So if you compare us, they're like, what are you doing? And they're always like, that sounds so nice. But last week we were on the ski trip. We were skiing all day and I was doing financial projections. So it's there's a trade-off, you know?
Yeah, it's true. It depends on how you want to spend your time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So it's very hard work, but it's hard work that I love doing, and I love the opportunity that you can share with other people if you just keep after it. Because it's so often I feel like there's this misconception of there's not enough for everyone, you know?
Right.
Or it's so competitive. If you got in, I don't get in.
Right.
Or that sort of thing.
Zero sum.
Yeah, and I just really don't think the world is that way.
Very little, but I love that you're pointing that out.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world of rejection when we do this work. And simultaneous to that, there's a world of competition. And while there are certain finite opportunities, right? Festival slots, grant application, or grant awardees, the main thing that we want as individuals, as storytellers, is hearts, eyeballs, buy-in, audience.
Yes.
And that is unlimited.
Right.
Yes.
And so anything that we can do to build cooperation and build community, actually opens those opportunities up. And even though Ben and I may compete for the same festival slot, we may compete for the same.
For the wittiest banter.
Well, there's no competition there, Ben. Jeez, come on. He just patted himself on the back with those big long arms, but he missed. My back was right here. We can compete, but we can also lift each other up. And the overwhelming majority of what we're aimed for is facilitated through community and through cooperation.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. And I'm of the spirit too that the more you do that, the more you lift other people up and you lift the competition up, you're also lifting yourself up.
For sure.
You're lifting your own standards.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you're definitely adding to the quality of your life That's for sure. You were making yourself a much more satisfied and secure person in doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love that you had that abundance mindset. Like, I've heard that described before as like either scarcity or abundance, and that people have a lot of fear around money or status or those things. And it's because they think that there's only so much of it, and then it's a competition for it. But if you can shift to thinking more like you're describing, of an abundance mindset where no, we're all in this together, we can all help each other, and rising tide lifts all boats, then the more paradoxically experiences become available to you. You know?
Absolutely. And I mean, in particular, talking about filmmaking, like, it is a team sport,
Exactly.
you know, like,
Exactly.
so it all makes, that's where I always land.
I love it.
What are you getting, you think, out of this MBA program? And how much longer do you have in it? And what do you think, by the time it's done, or where you're at so far, like, what do you think you've gained? And was it worth it?
It was. It was very hard. I don't know what I was thinking, because I got there on day one and they're like, so we're going to do like regressive statistics and calculus. And I was like,
Oh,
I went to film school, so that was fun. Good brain stretch, but I knew that I wanted to start asking for investment, and I didn't feel comfortable doing that unless I really understood what that meant, how that functioned, and, you know, how to make best on that for all my investors. And so that was the main goal. And as we've been having these conversations over the past 4 days, I've really been able to answer any questions that these investors have had in a very like grounded way. And so that feels really good.
yeah.
That's amazing.
So these last 4 days you're talking about in the theater, like developing this theater concept.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you're right in the heart of a fast moving train.
Yeah. So so I'm done in 2 months with the program. And this last semester was really supposed to be spent putting this plan together where I could start fundraising in May. But Best and Finals due Friday. So we're doing it now.
Oh man. I feel like that's such Murphy's Law. You know,
Yes.
with what we do, it's always when you're the busiest that you have to get even busier
Yes.
to make
yes.
an opportunity or take advantage of an opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been good. I'm really happy I did it. I'm also just really happy I have that background now to be helpful to other people. Like,
Right.
I mean, I don't know, when y'all went to school, did y'all both go to film school?
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
No, I was an English major.
I did a double whammy. I did an undergrad and got my MFA. Yeah.
But they don't, like, at Emerson at least, like, they kind of taught us budgeting. They didn't teach us anything about finance.
Same. I mean, in UT, definitely we did budgets and sort of projections, but I mean, I couldn't do that now, to be honest with
With,
you.
like, the whole, like, it's this whole, like, participation split and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Like a waterfall.
A waterfall.
Yeah,
You gotta know your waterfall.
action.
Can we just acknowledge this beautiful cow?
gorgeous.
This is a blue and white, ceramic looking, probably fiberglass cow made by Jan Heaton called Cowbella.
Cowbell.
We're here outside the Top for Theater at the Zach Scott Theatrical Complex. If you play South by Southwest, you might find your film playing right there at the Top for. Ben and I saw Margaret Brown's episodic
Yes, we
Yogurt Shop Murders
Yes, we
premiere
did.
there last year.
Future guest on Dock Walk.
I sure would like to
Margaret
get
Brown.
Margaret Brown on this dock walk.
It shall happen.
It will happen. So your finals are due. You're putting together the finishing touches on this great plan. And what else do you have in the works creatively as far as projects, or is anything you're in production on or in development on that you want to talk about?
Let's see. We're kind of a clean slate right now, which
Well, I
is
mean,
really
you've got a
nice.
lot going on.
Are you taking pitches, or is everything you do kind of self-generated?
Yes, absolutely taking pitches, particularly as we move into this next phase, because part of what we want to fundraise for and build out is a plan to be able to help facilitate things, build out
Great.
that world,
So are you talking about the Nonfiction Hotlist in particular, or you and Corbett, or both?
the range.
The range.
Yeah.
Got it.
The Nonfiction Hotlist, we're trying to figure out that next phase, but it's probably a little ways in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, things like this Yahoo deal is so new. You get a chance to see how that plays out, right? And how many projects that serves and how we find those films. And
Yeah.
I think we'll update folks.
We're going to post about it on our social media,
thank
and
you.
we'll direct our audience towards all the websites and links you've described.
Yeah, if you're tuning in because you're a Nonfiction Hotlist fan, or you're an Anna fan, we do this podcast every week, and we walk with other filmmakers and executives.
That's right.
So we hope that you'll stick around and that you will join us on our socials. But before we wrap up this episode, Anna,
Yes.
I want to know, Ben wants to know, our audience wants to know, what is the gateway drug film, the documentary or nonfiction film project that kind of blew your mind, that said, this is the world I want to be in?
The whole reason I'm a filmmaker is because of Giant.
Wow,
Back to
Giant.
Marfa.
That was an unexpected answer.
The whole reason
Why
I'm a
Giant?
filmmaker. So when I was little, we didn't have cable. My mom would just play the epics.
Okay, okay.
So it's like Greatest Show on Earth, you know, all
Right.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I just loved Giant. I thought it was a perfect film. I loved like the story of it. I loved how progressive it was. I thought it was so smart and so
Yeah.
brave. It's this mix of like forward thinking and legacy that I think is just so Texan.
Interesting.
And so that was the whole thing for me. I was like, this is all I want to do.
And so it's no coincidence that you now split time between here and Marfa and you're making films. Oh, I love it.
And Giant premiered in Marfa at the Coliseum.
No way. Wow. Full circle. That is beautiful. Okay, so advice for young filmmakers starting out. What would your advice be?
Say yes, show up early, stay late, work hard, be incredibly curious. If you do things with curiosity and joy, you will stand out so fast. So fast.
Love that.
That is great advice. I'm going to push back on show up early because I do not appreciate when people show up early to my office. I'm never ready for them. Wait outside.
But I think what you're saying is enthusiasm, and I 100% agree with that. Like, I will take enthusiasm over like a skill set or an advanced degree any day. If somebody's excited to be there and bringing that energy, I want that around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't beat that. And this is the thing too, and this goes beyond filmmaking. If you're doing something and you're not enthusiastic about it, go find something you are enthusiastic about.
Right.
You know?
100%.
Life is too short.
Lead with passion, right?
Yes.
Lead by learning. I was on a Zoom call at some point in the last 6 months, and somebody said lead by learning, and I wrote that down on a little, I keep a stack of paint chips that I steal from Home Depot
Nice.
as my note cards.
I love this.
They're colorful and free. And I just found one yesterday. It just said lead by learning. And I don't know who said it. I know I didn't say it, but it's such a way to kind of engage your passion by making curiosity
Yes.
like your key.
Yes.
And it sounds like that's what you're saying too.
Absolutely. Because also truly, nobody knows what they're doing.
Nobody knows anything.
Has that flag behind him on calls where it says nobody knows
William
anything.
Goldman.
I love
My
it.
guru. Okay, so we got some advice. We got some gateway drug. What is the thing that you are just like passionate about right now? What is the thought that is rotating over and over in your mind? What can't you stop thinking about?
I'm honestly actually excited about everything we're seeing in the industry right now. Like, it's very doom and gloom, but to your point from earlier, it's an opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, Hollywood's only like, what, 120 years old?
Right.
I love that you're saying that.
Me too.
There has never been a moment where this industry has stood still.
No.
Yeah.
So there is no like make Hollywood great again moment. There's nothing like that, right, in this world. Like, life is change. It's constant movement. So you were saying there's an opportunity and you're optimistic about that opportunity.
Yes, and I'm excited to see, like, I mean, the Daniels and Everything Everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
that was like a total,
That movie is so incredible.
You know,
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
yeah. But like, also, again, like, so much hard work, so much perseverance. And like, I think if we all just keep at it, it's going to be super cool, you know?
I love that. What an amazing place to end.
Yeah.
Because I just want to give you a squeeze after that. Let's stick at it. That's great.
We're going to stay at it. We're going to see you going to the Nonfiction Hotlist and submitting your short films.
Please.
Anna's going to see you waiting in line to buy a ticket at the Palace Theater
Yes. Fingers crossed.
a year and a half from now, maybe sooner. And then where are people going to see you?
Hopefully in line to buy a ticket at the Palace Theater in a year and a half. I hope we're still doing this. I hope I'm in production, even further on the 2 projects I have right now. And I hope that I'm doing it with as much joy and enthusiasm as you have and you described today. So, great.
Well, thanks for having me, you guys. This has been so fun.
This is so fun.
So great. Enjoy. Sorry, and I say next time on Dock Walks,
Next time on Dock Walks.
we're going to South by Southwest.
With, we don't know.
We're going to have fun at South by Southwest. We're going to talk to lots of people. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you there. We appreciate you, Anna. Appreciate you, Ben.
Oh, do you?
Most of the time.
Banter more. More banter.
More banter. Bye-bye.
Next time on Dock Walks, Keith is solo on this one, but he's not alone. He is walking with Claudette Godfrey, the Vice President of Film and Television of South by Southwest, and they are giving you a preview of the South by Southwest Film Festival 2026. So you are not going to want to miss that one. I am envious that Keith got to walk with Claudette. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I'm there in spirit, and I hope you guys are there with us next week on Dock Walks.
Dock Walks is created, produced, and edited by my friend Ben Steinbauer of The Bear.
Hello. And my friend Keith Maitland of Go Valley.
Thanks for tuning in.
Follow us at Dock Walks Pod on Instagram, X, and YouTube.